with successfully conducting the Mahakumbh Mela in 2013. Hello and welcome to ETGovernment Chai Pe Charcha. As you know, this is an interactive program where we feature high achievers from different walks of life and discuss their professional journey, achievements, and challenges in the career. Today, our guest is a senior UP cadre IAS officer, Dr. Raj Shekhar, who is currently serving as Kanpur Divisional Commissioner. In a career spanning over 17 years, Dr. Shekhar has held important positions, including District Magistrate of Lucknow and Managing Director of the Uttar Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation. As a District Magistrate of Allahabad, Dr. Shekhar was credited with successfully conducting the Mahakumbh Mela in 2013, as he was instrumental in bringing sea of changes in UP SRTC as its managing director. Welcome to Chai Pe Charcha, Dr. Raj Shekhar.
Thank you, Ajay. And on the onset, I would thank the ET team for organizing this kind of informal chit chat, wherein you are planning to include all the various experiences and maybe the other, including the developmental aspect also of the government schemes.
So let me begin by asking you, sir, about your journey starting from the school bench to the commissioner's office chair.
Journey, you can say the 43 years of journey. I am native of Gulbarga district in Karnataka, and it's close to Hyderabad. You can say it's around 200 kilometers from Hyderabad. And I was born in Afjalpur Tehsil, which is a taluka place, in 1977. And after that, I did my primary education from the same place. After that, from 6th to 12th, I was selected for Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, which is a central government residential school pattern, which is based on the competitive exam based on the selection criteria from 6th class to 12th class. And during this period, I was also there for a period of 2 years in Bihar, because this Navodaya Vidyalaya has a unique feature under the national integration, wherein the students from the southern states, they will be migrated to the various districts and the states of the northern India, just to learn and understand the culture, the heritage, the tradition of that particular place, so that the objective of the national integrations are achieved very well. So in that way, I was there for 2 years in Bihar. Then after that, I completed my animal husbandry and veterinary science, which is a 5 years course from Dharwad Agriculture University in Bidar. Bidar was a veterinary college. Now it's upgraded to the university status. After that, I attempted my first exam in UPSC. That's in the year 2001. And it was a very, I think, new experience, a new beginning for me. So in the second attempt, I was selected in the Armed Forces Headquarters Civil Services. And again, I joined that service and continued for almost a year there. After in third attempt, I got Indian Administrative Services. So I'm serving in UP since last 17 years in various capacities. And this is my 26th posting in that sense.
So you are a qualified veterinary doctor.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
It's like you can say I never thought of coming to IAS, because we didn't had any kind of background that time. But when I was studying in my final year during my graduation in animal husbandry and veterinary sciences, my roommates, who were my seniors also, they were selected in the state civil services, that is Karnataka Administrative Services, what we call in short from KAS. So they motivated me. They encouraged me ki, you have that caliber, and you can do it if you concentrate, and if you take some kind of guidance and coaching, maybe in Bangalore or in Delhi. So you could do, and you could qualify for the Indian Administrative Services. So, but I never believed myself. But that time again, what happens, as you say, destiny is something which you just can't avoid. So after that, I just tried. Okay, anyway, my seniors are motivating me, and they're encouraging me, and they have a lot of confidence and faith in me. So they said, at least give one attempt. Then afterwards, you can decide. Then I directly came to Delhi and gave my first attempt, in which I failed miserably. Then I said, okay, this is not my cup of tea. And usually that time it was belief that especially Indian administrative services like IAS, IPS, or the other allied services, they are only made for the North Indian students. So very rarely the South Indian students qualify for these exams. That was a belief, that kind. I said, okay, it's not my cup of tea, so I should go back and I should pursue my old career there. But again, because I was there in Bihar for 2 years, in 92 and 93, I completed my 9th and 10th from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Begusarai. Then naturally, you have a special affection or the attraction towards the, you can say, the persons from Bihar. So because you were there. So a few of my friends, those who were studying in Delhi during that period, those who are pursuing the coaching also, IS coaching, they said ki it's not like ki, you have come few months back and just you have appeared for preliminary exam for one time and you are not qualified, and now you are saying ki you will go back and pursue your own profession. They said ki, okay, it doesn't happen like that. It's not any graduation degree. The number of times you attempt civil services, then you will be confident. You will come to know ki, what you should read and what you should not read, and which things. There is a cycle ki, every now and then some subjects they can say will get a good marks, in few subjects you're not getting good marks. So based on that elimination approach, they say ki, okay, you should attempt one more time. If you don't qualify, then you are free to go back to Karnataka and to pursue your own profession. Then I trusted them. Then I decided the same day, okay, now if I leave Delhi, then I will qualify the exam, then only I will leave the Delhi. So that was the day, and now I am here serving people of Kanpur.
So what cultural difference you faced, after, being born and brought up in the southern state of Karnataka and, coming down to, for studies initially to Delhi and then to UP cadre IAS officer. So can you tell us something about that?
Especially for me, when I was, you can say ki, I was pursuing my 9th and 10th in Bihar. You can imagine way back in 92, 93. That time, out of 10 national news, 8 news used to be from Bihar, and another 2, 3 used to be from other states of India. So in that way, it was a big cultural difference between the Karnataka and the Bihar. So, but again, if you see the beauty of the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, which are managed by the HRD Ministry of Government of India, the inside setup of every Navodaya Vidyalaya is same. The education pattern and the arrangements, the accommodation, and the you can say the hostel facilities, all things are similar. So that one thing was there which was comforting us during that time. But again, if you go outside that school campus, the world is different. The Bihar world is different, and the Karnataka world is different. So in that way, it took a lot of time. Maybe you can say 5 to 6 months to get adjusted to that year. But that time we were in a year ki why one has to come from Karnataka to Bihar to pursue 9th and 10th. and it was a very difficult task, or you can say difficult experience altogether. But I can realize the importance of that particular 2 years course, which I completed in Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Begusarai, where I learned the North Indian culture, tradition. You can say, especially I picked up Hindi in the local dialect also. So that helped me in my career when I got Uttar Pradesh as my cadre in the Indian Administrative Services. So in that way, that was very helpful. So I took not much time to understand the culture and the tradition of the Uttar Pradesh and the dialect of people here, or maybe it was very convenient and very easy to interact with the people. So that helped me a lot. So during Delhi, I was there in Delhi for, you can say, 2.5 years. I gave my 3 attempts there, and in the initial in the year 2001, I was there only for half of the year. Just appeared for the preliminary examination, which I couldn't qualify. Then in the second attempt, I appeared for the civil services and got selected into this Armed Forces Headquarters, which is a you can say parallel wing of the defenses. And I was there in the defense headquarters there for a while, and I was working there also as a this one. Then again pursuing my third attempt again from working as a officer there, and it was then, like you can say, it was a tough, like the half day I was working in the defense headquarters, and the second half I was pursuing my coaching classes there. But again, I'm grateful to the senior officers that time who supported me. Okay, if you are not interested in staying back or continuing with these services, and you are again attempting for the Indian Administrative Services, so very well you do it. So we'll help you. So that was of you can say nice gesture on the part of the senior colleagues.
Right. So moving to your professional career as an IAS officer. So as a young IAS officer, what were your initial challenges which you faced, and can you share any details, anything that interesting you would like to tell us about?
Uh, like interesting, you can say like you can say some challenges. Like if you say what are the challenges, the biggest challenges what I have faced during the last 17 years of my service career, like organizing the Mahakumbh. You can say it's one of the world's largest festival, wherein crores of devotees they come and they take a holy dip in river Ganga. Especially if you see, it's a 1 month affair altogether. But more than that 1 month experience during the Mahakumbh, the experience of the arrangements which we start almost 2 years before the scheduled dates. The arrangements and the development activities are you can say quite interesting, because you are there to implement those projects on the ground, and you are seeing a particular city transforming in many ways. Maybe the new road connectivity, new flyover, new parks, and new parking areas, and new IT infrastructure to handle that kind of crowd. So altogether, the experience of, you can say, 1.5 years before the this Mahakumbh, and again that 1 month period of Mahakumbh, wherein we'll have 4 to 5 holy dips. So that was, you can say, quite an experience. You can say it's a lifetime experience of any IAS officer in that sense. Then the second is it's also of the Prayagraj, then the Allahabad. Because during in the year 2013 there were massive floods, and because of the massive flooding, the water started flowing above danger mark. It's almost 1 meter above the danger mark, and there was a you can say a retention wall, what we call as bandha. It broke of the heavy flooding. And that was the one way where I can imagine if you take the help from the local people, or if you have that capability of you can say motivating or encouraging people, if you can provide that kind of leadership wherein the mass or the people, those who are agitating, you can use them for the some constructive or the productive work. So that when this particular bandha broke out, thousands of people started protesting there. But our immediate concern was to restore and repair the bandha so that the Ganga water doesn't enter into the city. If that would have been there, then it would have created a lot of havoc there. So we tried to motivate them, and we tried to encourage, and we pulled in their resources also, and we invited the university students there. So thousands of them participated. We all mobilized our local resources, maybe the sand, the gunny bag, and the stones and other things. So we could repair that particular damaged portion maybe within a period of 8 to 10 hours there. So that was the one experience where it was a like never seen experience of that kind. The retention wall is breaking in front of you, and the Ganga is flowing like an ocean towards you, and you don't have any idea what to do. So that kind of experience were there. But again, you can say the calamity turned into opportunity. That kind of thing was there in the experience. And the third one is, you can say, the recent experience of maybe a year and a half. If you recall, during this COVID lockdown in the first phase, there was a crisis, migrant labor crisis. Thousands of them, they gathered at the UP and the Delhi border in March 2020. And the number swelled up to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 in a day. Then Honorable Chief Minister took a call that we should help these migrant laborers to reach out to their residences safely. That time I was handling the UPSRTC as a managing director. And then I got a mandate from the government within a night, we need to deploy thousands of buses, and we need to evacuate these 30 to 40,000 people, those who have stranded there since last 2 or 3 days. That was a massive operation, you can say, because the whole country was under lockdown, and there were practical issues and administrative issues to you can say gather the buses, the drivers, the conductors, and also making the bus stops and the bus stations operational. So those kind of administrative issues were there because of the lockdown. But still, we could conduct this particular 3-day, you can say, rescue operation of its own kind, wherein we were able to give this travel assistance to more than 3 to 4 lakh migrant laborers. So it was a big challenge, and on the part of the UPSRTC, but I am grateful that Honorable CM supported us, and he also appreciated this particular effort, special effort of the UPSRTC on various public forums. So we felt happy that the 2 months operation, we could give this travel assistance to more than 35 lakhs migrant laborers, those who are coming from the Maharashtra, Gujarat, and the southern states, and also from the Haryana, Rajasthan, and Delhi. So that was a massive experience, which I keep on sharing with people. Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, coming back to technology itself, coming back to this challenges itself, what do you think is the role of technology in combating these challenging times, in terms of the Kumbh Mela, in terms of the pandemic, in terms of other challenges that to the modern challenges? What do you think the role of technology is?
See, the role of technology is, you can say, immense. Maybe it varies from the place to place, or it can vary from the activity to activity. If you see, the first, you can say, experience in the IT field is when I was handling the district as a district magistrate in Jhansi in the year 2009 and 10. There we started this Jhansi Jan Suvidha Kendra. It's a kind of, you can say,
e-governance project.
telephone-based e-governance project, because that time it was the requirement of that particular area, wherein people were like feeling very, they were in a very difficult situations because of the lack of the traveling amenities, and also if one reaches officers, or maybe any level officer, maybe tahsil level officer, or the district or the division level officer, so it will take almost 1 or 2 hours from his native place, and again wherever he is working, he will lose 1 day of his you can say work day. So in that way, there is a monetary loss also, and there is a wastage of the time also. Then locally, my team, they sat together and they discussed okay, this is the peculiar problem of the area, and how to go about it, how to develop a system wherein any person from anywhere, uh, at any point of time, maybe he's sitting in Delhi or he's sitting in Lucknow, but he's a native of the Jhansi district, he should be able to reach to us. He should bring his grievance, or his complaint, or his suggestion to us in a very scientific way and very convenient way, which will save his money and time and other resources also. Then this idea of the starting this Jhansi Jan Sudha Kendra, it's a telephone-based e-governance initiative wherein any person from anywhere can reach out. We issued an helpline number, so on that number he can reach to us, and it was kept very simple. Like if you say ki most of the online these portals are like you need to enter some kind of data, you need to have the internet access. And you need to have some supportive key who can say key what to enter and what not to enter in that way. So that is not convenient for the people, those who are uneducated, or those who are staying in a remote areas where the connectivity issues are there. So we kept it a very simple. We said, ki, okay, we will issue a telephone number. Whoever wants to reach to, he can directly call that one. It's 24 hours. He can easily say whatever he want to say in his own dialect. There is no any typing or nothing. The whole backend staff will type the content. It will convert the content, the Word file online immediately, and after the completion of that telephonic call, maybe within 2 or 3 minutes. So we will be ready with the Word file, and we are sending that Word file through the email to the concerned officer also, and the SMS to the concerned complaint also, and the senior officer for the general format and the compilation. So we used to follow every week rigorously how many complaints have been resolved and how many complaints are pending. It was mandatory once the issue was resolved, the complaint should be informed on his mobile what action the particular department has taken on his grievance or on his complaint. That was mandatory. Without that, we don't close that particular complaint. We keep it alive unless we get the satisfaction from the complainant. So that was a complete cycle. I think people liked it a lot. And again, the Election Commission of India, their observer was there in Jhansi for assisting us during the elections in 2010. So he liked this particular idea. So he then said, okay, this is a very great innovative idea. So why don't you come to Election Commission and you can implement there for handling the elections effectively. Then the Chief Election Commissioner, S.Y. Qureshi sir, he invited our team to Delhi. We went to Election Commission of India office. We demonstrated the whole project there. They liked it a lot, and they gave us a mandate. Okay, you modify this for the Election Commission of India, and you give it to us so that we can implement this pan-India, this particular scheme. So now you can say the public grievance redressal system, what the Election Commission of India is implementing all kinds of assembly and the parliament election, that is the same system which we gave to the Election Commission of India in 2010. So, and again, the Chief Election Commissioner in his book also, he mentioned one full page about this Jhansi Jansudha Kendra, how it was implemented in the public interest, how it was used for the conducting the elections, that kind of thing. So that was the first, you can say, my face-to-face with the IT, where you can say a IT initiative can change the lives of thousands and millions, wherein they can easily avail the benefits of government schemes. And the second is during the Mahakumbh, because it's a huge gathering, and you can say hundreds of works are taking place at any point of time. So, and managing the traffic, managing the crowd, ensuring the effective communication between the security forces and the administrative team deployed there, and data management of all kinds of it was a massive work. So the command and the control center, which was established there during that, it has all the capabilities, like you can say CCTV monitoring, then the wireless communication, then the public centralized public address system for the convenience of the mass scale public awareness messages we used to send from that particular command and control center. Then traffic management is the one largest aspect of that particular command control center. In that way, technology has helped a lot. So you can say it can add value to what we deliver in the public interest to keep it.
So you have, yeah, sure. You have also received quite number of awards for your these initiatives, I believe, the e-governance, and you also got award from NASSCOM and Election Commission of India also. But is this the same project?
Yeah, Ajay, it was the same project in 2009 and 10. In 2009, the NASSCOM Social Innovation Honor, this particular project received this award. And in the year 2010, this particular project received the eWorld e-governance award, and many other awards are there. This particular project, I think, because that was a new project during that time, and it was very different from the many of the existing online projects, because online project is you need a lot of paraphernalia like computer, internet, and the connectivity, all those kinds of things. But this was very you can say basic thing. But if you have a landline or you have a mobile, so connect to us, and whatever grievance is there, you can tell us. So this we use this in the all kinds of elections also. That because that particular call center, that we used to convert it as an election control room. During the natural calamities, we used to convert them as the flood control room or the drought control room. During the exam center, we used to make facility for using it as an exam control room. So the whole year, that particular call center used to be functional, and it used to deliver the great result. Yeah, Jay.
So basically, when I went through the your interests, so e-governance and human resource management and environment, you mentioned that these were three areas of keen areas of interest. So how do you think e-governance can change the administrative landscape, in future?
See, I will give only you can say one example. Just to prove that thing, you can say it can change or it can bring a greater change or greater transparency, or it will improve the efficiency. If you see earlier, most of the development scheme, the funds used to flow from the center to the state to then to the district headquarters, from district headquarters to the block, then to the gram panchayat. Then from gram panchayat, the pradhan or the gram panchayat used to release that fund to the accounts of the beneficiaries. So it was a long process, and it used to take a lot of time. And again, in the banks also, it was a cumbersome procedure to deal with the banks. So now this direct benefit transfer, DBT, what we say. So it has brought in phenomenal changes in the system of, you can say, reaching out to the beneficiaries. So now, whoever are the beneficiaries, wherein we are, if we are giving them a monetary benefit under that particular scheme. Now, from the state headquarters or from the central headquarters, from wherever this particular scheme is, you can say, operated or the coordinated, from directly the money can be transferred from that point to the account of the beneficiary within no time. So that has brought in a lot of, you can say, transparency, lot of efficiency. That has, I think, removed this middleman menace
Yeah.
and the issues, which used to be one of the largest, you can say, reason for the failure of any project. So this kind of, you can say, the administrative reforms, so this kind of simple steps can transform lives of millions. Yeah.
So now moving to your other interest, that is human resource management. So what do you think was your biggest challenge, you have faced so far? And by asking this, I would like to understand the challenges regarding the crisis management during the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic in the state.
See, human, you can say, human resource management is very basic to any of the, you can say, administrative job, or maybe you can say executive job in that sense. Uh, because in government, what happens, ki you have limited resources, you have limited manpower, and you have a limited budget for anything, whatever you say. These are the three things which we need in implementing any of the project or handling any of the issues. So with the limited human resources, you need to deliver the unexpected. You can say unexpected in the sense ki your targets will be more, and
Yeah.
your expectation from the government or expectation from the people is much higher. So you need to plan ki how we will get a better results from whatever resources you are available. Maybe that is human resource or the financial resources or maybe infrastructure resources. So in that way, this particular management of the human resources is the key. So you should know, you should lead your team. You should know your strengths and weakness of your team. You should know ki, who will work in a better condition, who will give a better results in that particular given circumstances. Then you should delegate the work to them, and again you should take the responsibility for the whatever is the, you can say, if it's positive things are there or the outcomes are negative, you should be able to take the responsibility for that also. So in that way, what I observed ki the officer who has managed his you can say team very well, or who has pulled in the resources in a better way to give a good, he has given a good result in that sense. That is very much applicable to the Mahakumbh also. That is very much applicable to the, you can say, when I was the managing director of the road transport corporation, that you can say during the COVID time, mobilizing you can say 20,000 drivers and another 20,000 conductors when the COVID was in peak, and that time the fear of the COVID was like you can say at the highest, because people never used to come out of the houses, but they were there on the field. They were there delivering the services to the people. They were flying more than 35 lakh people without a. So we're just that the only it's because we trusted them, we encouraged them, we motivated them, and we tried ki whatever their requirement is, the basic requirement is there, we used to fulfill that one immediately, so that we get a good services from the team, whatever we have. So same is in the second wave of the COVID also, wherein we can say the Kanpur being a highly populated and densely area, densely populated area, the infection rate this time was very high, and within a span of month, you can say the graph went from the positivity rate of 2 to 3% up to 33%.
Yeah.
Then again, suddenly it came down and it stabilized. But again, that 1 month, it was a bit challenging, because maybe you can say 25 to 30% of the doctors were infected. So they were under isolation. 30 to 40% of the paramedics and the nurses were infected. They were under isolation. The number of cases multiplied like 2 to 3 times. The oxygen demand went up suddenly to 4 to 5 times. So during these given circumstances, so you need to take out work from the existing officers or the existing medical team or the existing administrative team. So that was a challenge. Wherein then the issue of the better management of the resources, especially in terms of human resources, it comes to play. If you can handle your men well, then you can give a good result. That the ultimate, you can say, catch line. Yeah, Jay.
And what about technology? Was technology really helpful in containing the pandemic?
Surely, because technology in terms of, because the good thing what the UP did during the pandemic is ki every district, the UP government established one command and control center from where we used to control all the activities of the COVID management. Maybe it's related to the identification, or you can say what we say in scientific word, contact tracing, testing of the persons, those who have traced during the contact tracing. Third one is the, if they are found positive, then their decision about their home isolation or a decision about their admission to a particular hospital. Then the hospital management, but each and every hospital management was controlled by this command and control center about their bed availability, doctor's attendance, then paramedics attendance, supply of the essential and life-saving drugs. So in that way, the technology was there. We used to monitor through the online data entry, and also CCTV monitoring is there. So that kind of things are there which helped us a lot in this pandemic. Yeah, Jay.
So with this, we certainly exhausted our time. But since I come from Lucknow, and lastly, I would like to ask you, how was your stint as a district magistrate in Lucknow? And since you come from Karnataka, how different is Lucknow from Bengaluru?
Ajay, thank you for asking me this question, because I think my tenure as district magistrate Lucknow was, you can say, very memorable. It's very satisfying in the sense it was a good tenure of 2.5 years. And again, if you see in my memory, I can recall most of the, you can say, important development activities took place during that tenure. You can say maybe the metro, starting from the scratch to the running of the metro, or you can say the Agra Expressway, or you can say the international stadium, and you can say the renovation of the old Lucknow, the heritage points and other things. They are all memorable because we concluded this, and maybe you can say we saw on the ground coming, all these projects are coming up. So again, the beauty of the Lucknow is ki this pehle aap jo culture, which is very unique to Lucknow, and that you can say that tradition of warmth is still there. We can feel that as an administrative officer. I can say ki it's very much similar to Hyderabad in a sense. Okay. So it's very different from Bangalore, but you can say it's the culture and the tradition of the Lucknow is close to Hyderabad. So because both cities are Nawab cities, so their tradition, the culture, and the food habits are a bit similar. And I'm grateful and thankful to people of Lucknow for giving me that kind of support and the love and the affection during my tenure.
With this, Dr. Raj Shekhar has candidly answered all our questions. We thank him for sparing time to chat with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for talking to us.
Thank you, Ajay, and thank you, ET team, for this particular informal chit chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.